That's Jason. He's having a great time. And yet just a year ago, he wouldn't play with anyone. Hello, I'm Yvonne, and I'm a child aide in the primary intervention program at this school. As you know, we usually call this program PIP. As a new child aide, you probably have a lot of questions. This is your chance to learn more about what the PIP program is. You'll also find out more about your role in the program and how your job benefits children. You'll find out how students are selected to receive services. You'll learn to use your natural gifts to help students who are part of PIP. I'm here to show you just what it means to be that special friend to a student experiencing school adjustment difficulties. First, let me give you a little background information about the funding source for this program, the Early Mental Health Initiative, usually called the EMHI program. The California Department of Mental Health awards EMHI-funded grants to publicly funded school districts, county offices of education, and state special schools. Schools like yours use this grant funding to provide services for students in kindergarten through third grade who are experiencing mild to moderate school adjustment difficulties. PIP is an early detection and intervention program model that provides help for students before more serious problems develop. It's really a partnership between mental health programs and local education agencies. In the PIP program, each student is typically seen individually for 30 to 40 minutes once a week. You will work with each child on a short-term basis, about 12 to 15 weeks. Evaluation data has shown that this short-term effort can improve school adjustment for the young children you'll be working with. Sessions will take place in a special activity room at the school. The activity room is an appealing and friendly environment for children. You'll be able to arrange it into a relaxed and comfortable space with all sorts of materials that invite children to play. We'll look at some examples of different activity rooms later on. The main goal of PIP is to improve a student's adjustment in school. Other goals are to enhance the social and emotional development of young students, to increase the likelihood that students with mild to moderate school adjustment difficulties will succeed in school, to increase personal competencies related to life success, and to minimize the need for more intensive and costly services as students grow older. Mild to moderate school adjustment difficulties are typically observed in students' behaviors such as shyness, inattentiveness, acting out, or restlessness. The PIP model is designed to support young children by providing the time with a special adult friend, you. The relationship that forms between you and the child is the key to the success of the PIP program. Through this very special relationship, children feel better about themselves and have more emotional energy available for succeeding in learning and relating with peers. Caring relationships with adults provide resources for children that inspire positive outcomes in children's lives. A supportive, trusting relationship with an adult is the most frequently identified factor for the development of resiliency. Resiliency is the ability to overcome stressful situations and is recognized as a characteristic that is important for later life success. One of the most important effects of the PIP program on a child's life is the cultivation of that child's resiliency. Another important contribution of the program is the sense of connectedness to school that develops in children. The presence of the PIP special friend helps to assure children that the adults at school care for them and that each child is a special part of the school community. PIP special friends help children experience less isolation and a greater sense of safety in school. Your job is to build a nurturing, supportive relationship with the children you serve. Everyone needs a special friend at some point in their lives. The most important part of your job is to be that special friend for children. As a special friend, you accept each child as he or she is, with no judgment. You can develop this type of relationship by using two main tools. Both of these tools seem simple on the surface, but really take a lot of practice. One of the important tools I use is reflective listening. That means that I watch and listen to the child and make statements about what I see and hear. Sometimes I add a feeling word to my reflection or observation if he is expressing an emotion. I find it really opens the door to more communication and can even help the child develop his own ability to express feelings verbally. In order to reflect what is happening with the child, I have to concentrate on everything he does. It seems easy at first, but after seeing children for a few hours, this can get difficult. The reward is that the child knows I'm paying attention to him and that he is truly important to me. The other important tool that is used in PIP is called non-directive play. Non-directive means that I follow the lead of the child, whether she wants to be quiet or active, engage in creative art activities, explore the sand tray, dress the dolls, or play a game. Children are amazed when they find out I'm willing to do whatever they want during our time together. For a little while, they don't have to worry about how well they read or write, or whether their room is clean. They don't have to compete with 20 other children for a teacher's attention, or with siblings for the attention of their parents. Being non-directive means that instead of being an adult who has something important to teach a child, I can focus on the gift each child brings to me. I go to them in their world and seek out the wonders they have to share. And how do I get into the world of a child? That's where the play part of non-directive play comes in. Play is critical in the development of young children. They experience many of their important life activities through play. They learn, make friends, express feelings, develop social skills, learn cause and effect, even try new behaviors that might take them out of their usual roles. Through play, a child can try acting like a parent or teacher. A bully can act with sensitivity. And a quiet, shy child can take charge, especially if they are in a place that feels safe. While they play, children even have opportunities to take control of their lives. This can be really important to little ones who are surrounded by big people telling them what to do. When I allow a child to lead, I'm trusting the child will choose the activity that is most important in that moment. I'm giving the message that the child is capable of making that decision, and that whatever he does, I will be there with him. This may sound easy, but it can be really hard when we're used to living in the busy, directive world of adults. It means that if a child is scared to make a choice about what to do in our activity room, I must have the patience to wait as long as it takes for him to choose, even if it means waiting through several sessions of our time together. It also means that I might follow a child as she develops a new set of rules for a game, or chooses to play with a toy in a way I've never seen before. Through non-directive play and reflective listening in our one-on-one setting, the child feels safe. He knows he is cared for and appreciated. We build a warm relationship that lasts not only during our time together, but for the weeks, months, and years after we have ended our time in the activity room. Knowing that there's a special friend on campus makes school a better place for him. The non-directive expressive play sessions I am describing are designed to establish a positive, meaningful relationship. As in any healthy relationship, boundaries are necessary. Because you care so much about children, you may feel the urge to take that special friendship beyond the school campus and the activity room. However, your job is not to solve children's problems, but to support them as they work through their own issues. If you start taking care of a child, you have begun to lead and direct, which changes the nature of your relationship. Children learn most effectively when their physical, emotional, and social needs are met. To create a school environment that makes student success possible, all of these needs must be considered. PIP is an important element of successful schools since it addresses the social and emotional needs of young children and helps their positive adjustment to school. Your relationship with the child is very different from the rest of the child's school experience. That's what makes your job unique in the school setting. You may see other aides at your school. Their jobs focus on academic support, supervision, or behavior monitoring. But the child aide's job is focused on supporting children's emotional needs and adjustment to school. You're not there to teach, tutor, or to conduct therapy. You're simply there as a supportive, nurturing adult. Typically, there are usually only 1 or 2 child aides on a school campus. Oftentimes, you will work independently, possibly creating a sense of isolation. However, you will not be working alone. Other program staff are involved in PIP. Ongoing supervision and specific training for child aides is provided by a school-based mental health professional, usually the school site's counselor or psychologist. A mental health professional from a local nonprofit mental health agency may also provide training to the child aides. In addition, you will be working with the teachers on campus. In fact, it is part of your job to establish and maintain good working relationships with teachers and administrators at your school. It is important to use good communication skills during any discussions regarding the students, while still maintaining confidentiality. Part of your job may include collecting program evaluation forms from teachers. You may also be in charge of organizing and maintaining program records and evaluation forms. Let's talk about the students selected for PIP. Many of the students are quiet, shy, or nervous. Some display acting out behaviors such as bullying peers, being disruptive in the classroom, or demanding attention. Some are so anxious that they experience physical symptoms such as stomach aches. Others need to learn social skills like cooperating with their peers and following classroom rules. Students are typically selected for the program by a team led by the school psychologist, which includes a survey completed by the classroom teacher. The team may also include the principal and other support staff. There are other methods used to refer students to the team for consideration. The team might receive referrals from teachers, parents, administrators, or other school personnel. The selection team is careful to maintain confidentiality for the students mentioned during the process, as well as the students chosen to participate in the program. Once students are selected, teachers are requested to contact parents about their child's participation in the program. Written parent permission is required before children can be seen. Your first priority is the student. Before services begin, teachers are requested to complete a program evaluation form for each student served. Teachers also fill out an additional program evaluation instrument when services conclude. You will be working with each child in a specially designated activity room on the school campus. The activity room is our own special environment. The activity room is a neutral place where a child can express himself. There are no performance requirements, and there are no right or wrong answers. In the activity room, the adult does not make value judgments. All the child's ideas, thoughts, wishes, and feelings are accepted. Here, the child has the full and undivided attention of an accepting adult. Because it is a safe and confidential room, a connection between you and the child will develop. It needs to be a relaxed and comfortable space with materials that encourage creative play. Play materials that promote self-statement are preferable. Toys should be balanced for gender and age as much as possible. Toys should be available that encourage creativity and cooperation, but also allow messy or aggressive play. Toys and games should be reflective of the ethnic and cultural diversity of the community served. Artwork, puppets, the sand tray, and dollhouses facilitate creative play. The use of board games and books should be discussed with your supervisor before they are included in the activity room. Items such as TVs and VCRs, video games, computers, and computer games should not be included. Let's look at some examples of different activity rooms. You may be wondering what your typical day will look like. Each day is different, but your days will tend to follow a pattern like mine. Both the student and the teacher know when to expect me because I've coordinated my schedule with the teacher. I pick up the child from the classroom at our scheduled time, and I take the child to the activity room for our time together. I see each child once a week for a 30 to 40-minute session. During our time together, I focus all my attention on that child. The non-directive nature of the program allows me to listen, watch, and reflect as the child leads. Even though you are following a child's lead, there are still some basic rules for your time together. They are: be kind to yourself, be kind to me, be kind to the toys and equipment. The toys must stay in the activity room. With the vast majority of students, limits will not be an issue. Some of our interactions are quiet, while others are quite active. The behaviors that children express in the activity room are varied. Sometimes children get to the activity room and they are ready to play. At other times, it takes children a while to feel comfortable. They may be unsure about what to do. They seem to ask, "Are you for real?" Sometimes they wonder if my friendship is conditional. They say, "What if I do this?" And they watch for my reaction while they play with a toy in a different way. And I get to remind them, "What do you want to do? We're here to do what you want to do. This is your special time. So tell me what you think." When our time together is over, I accompany the child back to class. After each session, you may want to write a few notes about what you and the child did together in the activity room that day. These notes are not intended to evaluate or interpret the session. They are merely a reminder of the day's events. Talk to your supervisor about what is appropriate to record in your notes and what the school district policies are regarding confidentiality. In addition to the time you spend seeing children, you will spend some time each week in training and supervision sessions. Training is time spent learning topic-based issues such as child development, communication skills, or how children are affected by losses. Supervision consists of two components. The school psychologist will meet with you individually to discuss student participation. In addition, you will meet with fellow child aides as a group to discuss program issues and activities common to all of you. This is your opportunity to discuss any challenges you have had. Here is an example of a typical group supervision session.
We hired you as child aides because you care about children. One issue facing caring people is always wanting to make things better. I think instinctively you want to jump into a challenging situation and make everything all right for the child. What are some times that maybe you've struggled with your own feelings about not being able to fix everything for a child?
There's one boy I'm working with who doesn't talk much to me, but his teacher says his family is going through really rough times right now. This child is the middle of 3 children, and he's really quiet with me. I notice at recess he's alone, and I'm not sure what I can do to encourage him to talk more. How do I get him to have more friends? And how do I get him to feel that he can talk to me?
It's hard for you to spend time with this child and feel that you're not able to do as much as you'd like to for him.
I understand your feelings and frustration. I have been there with the children I have seen. I find that I've struggled with that part of my job. I think that if you continue to see the child on a weekly basis, he will open up to you and express himself. That has been my experience.
Yeah, it's really frustrating though. And it's sad. It's hard to see this little guy. I just feel like, what can I do?
You're sitting there and playing, and then you think that you ought to do something more.
These thoughts of wanting to fix things are a normal part of being empathic, of being a caring person. I've thought that too, but then I realized that that's not really what we do in the program, that fixing things is not part of the non-directive process.
It's hard to trust the non-directive process.
Well, especially when it's new to you. The bottom line is to trust that the process works. By discussing this, we're acknowledging that sometimes the best way to help the children is by reflective listening, by allowing them to find their own personal answer.
What's hard for me is to allow children to struggle with their issues when I know that there are things that they could learn that will help them to deal with their issues.
It's such a great gift to give kids the gift of time. Developing a special relationship where they know they have someone there just for them.
What you need to do is filter your thoughts. How would your actions fit in with the non-directiveness of the program?
Let's review your responsibilities. It is the responsibility of the child aides to develop relationships with selected students, create a safe and confidential atmosphere that encourages students to express their feelings and ideas, provide support for students through reflective conversation and expressive play, develop relationships with other school staff and teachers, distribute and collect program selection and evaluation instruments, prepare the activity room, schedule student sessions, keep records confidential, participate in weekly training and supervision. Early Mental Health Initiative funded programs like PIP emphasize the importance of a nurturing relationship and give children the chance to foster this kind of relationship with an adult at their school. During the PIP sessions, a special relationship forms between the child and the adult, which helps the child bond with school and others in a positive way. Bonding is the feeling of being connected or belonging. If that sense of belonging is missing, a child becomes at risk for developing serious problems. When you help children feel connected to school, you are making an investment in their future by reducing the likelihood of larger problems from developing. You're also helping children experience less isolation and a greater sense of safety in school. There are other benefits to a caring relationship. Because of your special relationship with each child, more energy, openness, and courage may develop, which nurtures the child's self-confidence, allowing them to learn in the classroom and play more positively with peers. And as we take care of children's emotional needs, their brains become ready to function at higher levels. By providing a child with a nurturing, caring relationship, you are helping to achieve the main goal of PIP, to improve a student's adjustment in school. When the time comes to leave the program, I sit down with the child and we talk about the experiences we've shared. It's always a happy and a sad time for us both, because we've grown very close during our time together. It's wonderful to see how children have improved. You do make a difference as a child aide. Sometimes it's a difference that you can see, and sometimes the difference won't be so noticeable. However, changes will take place in how children feel about themselves. Children will start to look forward to school. They will have greater confidence and may participate more in class. As their adjustment and emotional needs are met, you'll see positive relationships develop and their minds will open up to learning. Most child aides will tell you that the best part of their job is connecting with the children. And what makes it more enjoyable is that kids love this program. They feel good about participating. They blossom in the relationship with their special friend. I love being a special friend for children, and you will too. Welcome to the program.